Some stories don't just break hearts. They reveal how deep childhood trauma can shape a child's entire world and a parent's life too. This is the emotional journey of a family who tried to save a little girl and almost lost themselves in the process. 3 years ago, a couple in the United States opened their home and their hearts to a 3-year-old girl. The mother met the child's great-grandmother at her workplace and slowly learned how unstable the child's life had been. Her biological parents were in federal prison, drugs, guns, gang environments, a world no child deserves to grow up in. The couple already had a teenage son and believed they couldn't have more children. So when this little girl came into their lives, she felt like a miracle, a second chance at being parents again. And in the beginning, things were hopeful. She smiled again. She ate better. She slept calmly, without fear. For the first time in her life, she felt safe. Legal guardianship was finalized, and it truly seemed like life was finally moving in the right direction. But trauma, even silent trauma, always has a way of resurfacing. Around age 6, everything started to change. The calm turned into chaos. This little girl began showing extreme emotional reactions, sudden outbursts, complete defiance, fear responses that made no sense on the surface. She refused instructions, ignored rules, reacted intensely to even small frustrations. Her emotions switched on and off like a light. What the parents didn't fully understand yet was this: children with early trauma don't act bad. They act hurt. Their brain remains in survival mode, constantly scanning for danger, even when they are safe. This girl had spent her early years in environments full of instability. Drug houses, unsafe adults, unpredictable days, no emotional safety. Trauma like that doesn't disappear when life becomes stable. It shows up later, louder, stronger. Her emotional storms began to consume the entire household. She couldn't sleep alone. Fear controlled her nights. Small triggers turned into major meltdowns. She hit, kicked, screamed. She made threats she didn't fully understand. Yet the impact on the family was devastating. The mother, already living with a serious medical condition, grew weaker. She quit her job, not because she wanted to, but because her daughter needed full-time supervision. The father worked 2 jobs, carrying the weight of the house alone. Their teenage son spent more time outside home, not because he didn't love his family, but because the constant chaos suffocated him. Every day, the parents felt themselves drowning a little more. The entire family was drowning, slowly, painfully. At this point, many families feel lost, because when every corner of your home feels like a battlefield, it becomes impossible to understand where the real problem is and how to fix it. That's why here on Wise Parenthood, we talk about stories like these, real, raw, and painful, so parents can learn what's truly happening behind a child's behavior. Because children aren't always acting out. Sometimes they're acting from wounds we cannot see. And if you've ever experienced something like this, or if you have a story that still lives inside you, you can share it with us. Your story might guide another parent who feels alone in the same darkness. Love alone couldn't heal her trauma. Her brain had been shaped long before she ever entered this family. Shaped by fear, instability, neglect, and unsafe adults. Her reactions weren't intentional. They were surviving. The parents sought therapy, evaluations, professionals, anything that could help their daughter. But healing trauma isn't a straight line. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. Now, mental health experts are considering long-term residential care, a decision no parent ever imagines making. The father wrote that he cries while explaining their pain, that every day feels heavier than the last, that the love they have for this little girl is constantly fighting against the trauma she never chose. This isn't the story of bad parents. It's a story of parents who gave everything. Yet trauma kept taking more. And yet, there's hope. Children with early trauma can heal. Not overnight, not easily, but with the right approach. Here, is what truly helps. 1. Professional trauma-focused therapy, not general counseling. Trauma-focused therapy, TFCBT, or EMDR, or attachment-based therapy. These therapies help the child feel safe in their body, process early memories, reduce survival mode reactions. 2. Consistent emotional safety. A traumatized child tests boundaries not to manipulate, but to see, will you leave me too? Parents who stay calm, predictable, and emotionally steady slowly rewire the child's nervous system. Examples at work. Your feelings are big, but I'm here. You are safe. I won't leave. We'll get through this together. 3. Predictable routines. Children from chaotic backgrounds fear unpredictability. A fixed daily schedule helps lower anxiety. Same wake-up time, same dinner time, same bedtime steps, same household rules. Trauma decreases when predictability increases. 4. Support for parents. This is critical. Parents burn out fast when dealing with trauma behaviors. Therapy for caregivers. Support groups. Respite care. Medical support for the mother. 5. Seeing behavior as communication. Instead of bad, ask, what does her brain try to protect her from? This single shift reduces anger and increases understanding. 6. Residential care is not equal to failure. Sometimes the child needs 24/7 emotional monitoring, psychiatric stabilization, structured environment. This is not giving up. This is giving the child what you alone cannot provide. This family's love is real. Their exhaustion is real. And their hope, despite everything, is real too. If you're a parent facing something similar, you're not alone. Trauma doesn't define a child, and reaching out for help doesn't define you as weak. Every step you take toward healing is an act of courage.